When was the last time you witnessed a situation or heard a story and you just connected with the people in the situation? There was something familiar in their reaction, in their face, and in the story you just went through yourself. And this was just recently made clear for me. A few weeks ago, someone reached out to me to ask for guidance on a financial matter they were facing. I listened closely to their story and I almost cried because I knew exactly what they were going through. Then at the same time, I smiled because I knew exactly what they were going through and I just got through it. And I knew they would too. So in that moment, I was not only a listening ear, I was an example of an experience that had overcome the same situation they're going through now. And so I gave them the guidance. And for this one, it was about letting go of the fear of not having. Especially when your life has always showed you that you will always get what you need when you need it. And this is actually a hard lesson for those of us who like to plan months in advance. But this was the lesson: to let go of the fear of not having. Now, this is an example of someone reaching out. However, most of us move through the world believing that we're alone and not seen. We believe we have different stories, different struggles, and different lives. But every now and then, something familiar shows up in someone else. A reaction, a fear, a hope. And for a moment, that distance narrows. Welcome. This is the Shift Your Perspective series where we discuss viewing everyday life from a different perspective. Today's topic: seeing yourself in others. Seeing yourself in others isn't about comparing who is better. It's about seeing the person as a fellow human. It happens when you notice a feeling before you notice a difference. When someone's frustration mirrors your own, you sense a connection or an understanding. Their hesitation feels familiar and you notice. When their words sound like something you've carried quietly, you can recognize it. We don't share identical lives or experiences, but we share patterns. We all navigate uncertainty and we want to be understood. We all carry stories shaped by love, loss, challenges, and survival. And what separates us isn't that experience, but the lens we've been taught to look through. When we condense someone down to a label, we miss the human inside. And when we stop seeing ourselves in others, it becomes easier to judge them rather than understand them. When we're able to show empathy and compassion to those around us, we begin to override those reactions we learned. We begin to tear down those defenses that have histories. And we start to understand that everyone is responding to something we may never fully understand. So, seeing yourself in others doesn't erase the boundaries. It narrows the distance and illuminates the reflection. It doesn't require agreement. It invites us to be open. And the moment you recognize your own fear, hope, or uncertainty, the story shifts from other toward connection. From distancing to understanding, from assumption to curiosity, from separation to shared humanity. We don't have to share the same path to recognize the same emotions along the way. The fastest way back to ourselves is through the quiet realization that we're not as different from each other as we once believed.